Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. So today is day one of getting things together for this event. So I am doing the Time Travelers Vintage Expo in exactly 1 week. So today is kind of prepping for all that. So first thing that we've done this morning is we went and got the tires aired up on this car because it needed to be done. And I need to make sure that it's gonna drive the 2 hours for this event. So we've already done that. We're on our way to breakfast, and then we have like a whole slew of stuff on the agenda for today. So come along with me. So we are at breakfast right now, and while we're at breakfast, I'm just making our to-do list for the day. We have to run some errands, and then we also have to go to back to the house and like do stuff, but this is kind of like how I'm prepping for the day. All right, it is 1:15 in the afternoon. And all I've done today is errands. I'm tired of running errands. So we are going to actually get some stuff done today for this event. I had to get some labels and I had to do a couple of other things. But now that that's done, we're going to go ahead and get started on prepping for this event. Okay, so current situation, we are under my carport because there was so much stuff and it just wasn't easy to move around the living room with all of like the dogs and everything. So I will go ahead and give you like a little tour of how we're working out here. So I have this rack of clothes to work with, this whole rack of clothes to work with, that rack of clothes, this rack of clothes, and this rack of clothes. Plus I'm working with all of these shoes. This bag had a bunch of scarves in it that are now on this table, and working on that. So my goal with this table is I'm going to have like this little 4-foot table. It's going to be raised higher, but I'm going to have the suitcase on it that's like filled with scarves. And then I was going to put like purses and stuff like on this side of it. So we'll kind of see how that works out. But the plan is 2 small racks. So the 2 small racks would be like these 2 small racks here. And then 2 large racks, and this is what's considered a large rack. So a large rack can fit basically 5 IKEA bags full of stuff. So it's gonna be a lot. This is obviously like jam-packed right now. It's definitely not easy to shop. So I think my goal is more like 4 IKEA bags worth of stuff. But yeah, so that's the plan right now, is just kind of working on sorting this stuff out, figuring out what is going to come with me and what is going to stay in the shop, and then what is time to just kind of purge. So good thing we're working on this, but this is where we're at for prep. So I also found like a whole thing of hankies. So I have like all of these super little cutesy hankies. So I'll probably end up throwing these out like in a little bin also. Okay, I had to put on a sweatshirt. It got freezing cold out here. So now that I have this suitcase kind of situated, I kind of know what I'm going to do. I'm definitely going to stick with a 4-foot table. My mom was trying to convince me to go with like a 6-foot table for the setup, but I just think realistically that's just not going to work for me. So we're going to stick with the 4-foot table. It has plenty of scarves in it. I'm going to just throw the hankies in there for like purposes of storage, but I'll make sure that I have like a little basket. And then I got these like patterns. They're just like miscellaneous. I have like 2 of this little kid one. And then how stinking cute is this? I am in love with this. And then we have this one from like the 80s. And then this one from the 90s. I can't decide if I want to bring them with me or not. So patterns actually do really well for me at the shop. So I'm trying to decide what I want to do. But they're going to be set aside for now. Because I found those in a bag. The other thing that's going to go on this table is I have a whole thing of buttons for people to go through. And I was just going to label them like with one sign. Just like I'm going to do for the scarves. And then I have purses that are going to go on here. I got this really cute little table from Five Below. It's a little side table that I paid literally $5 for, and it's shaped like a daisy. Like, it's super, super cute. That I had kind of planned on using on this table, but now I'm thinking about it and think realistically it's just not going to work. I do have a really cute little corner piece that I could stick like here in the corner of this table to put purses on, like going down, and then put more on the table. So I think that might be more realistic than that daisy shaped table. So we're gonna do that. Okay, so here's what we're working with. So I have this whole rack here that's all vintage, and then I have this whole rack here that's all vintage. But there's definitely still room on this for more. And then over here I have this rack here that's men's stuff, and it's not fully full, and I really don't have that much at the shop. So that's probably going to be mixed in with something else. I do have a couple of like vintage jackets and coats that I can pull and put in with the men's stuff, so that way at least it's a full rack. But my goal was 2 of these larger racks and 2 smaller racks, so that definitely means that I'm gonna have to go into the shop probably tomorrow evening and pull stuff. So that's gonna be super fun. Next up, we are going to pull in the modern stuff and start switching out hangers to make sure that the hangers are done and prepped, and making sure that prices are done on stuff. So that way that part is at least taken care of. After that, we're going to move on to shoes. So fun story, totally thought that I had gone through all of my clothes in here. Turns out I was incredibly wrong. And I definitely have more vintage in here. So most of this is vintage, and I have a few vintage pieces on here, and I definitely have a few on there. So I am going to go ahead and pull those and add those to what we have outside. Okay, so it's 4:45. The sun is starting to set and it is freezing outside, like absolutely freezing. So we're gonna start moving the show back inside the house. I know that I still have like a lot of work to do. Probably gonna continue the work tomorrow though. I have plans tonight, so yeah, I'm gonna just continue tomorrow. So I'll definitely check back in with you guys tomorrow. But I'm gonna show you kind of how things have worked out. All of those clothes that I found that were still inside the house, this is a whole rack. You know how I had said, yeah, I had already gone through all those clothes and I didn't have any vintage. I had an entire rack of vintage. So that's one of my small racks. This is another one of my small racks. This is all like men's stuff, and then like t-shirts, and then jackets and hats, like baseball style hats. And then I am still going to pull stuff from the shop. And then I have this rack full, and none of it's organized yet. It more or less is just like, this is what's coming. And then I can organize like all my skirts together, all my dresses together, blah, blah, blah. And then I have this rack. So this rack obviously has way more room than this rack. Ideally, I'd like the racks to look more like this. So I will definitely have like back stock with me underneath a table. And like I said, I'm going to pull stuff from the shop this weekend or after tomorrow after we close. But yeah, this is kind of the progress so far. And then over here we have shoes. So I put all of the shoes on this little tower. And then this isn't even like I'm not taking most of these. But like, can we just talk about how amazing these are? So my aunt who lives in Texas sent these to me. These are bear traps that are from the 70s, and she got them when she was doing her study abroad in Germany. So, yeah, kind of in love with those. And then same with these. These are from the 70s. She got them when she was studying abroad in Germany. So those are coming. And then I have a couple of other pairs off of this tower that are coming. And then I also have more at the shop that I'm bringing. I think I'm probably only going to bring like, I don't know, 10, maybe 12 pairs of shoes, just because shoes don't necessarily do super, super great for me. But yeah, that's kind of the game plan. So I have my full racks. So I at least have that, and then I will have extra on top of it. So yeah, check back in with you later. All right, so we got it all moved back into the house so that I can work on it for the next couple days. I'm glad that we got it in when we did, because it totally started raining within like 5 minutes of us bringing it in. But that is where we are now at. It's all back inside, so that way I can start pricing things. That is going to be all for tonight. So thank you for sticking around if you stuck around to the end, and I'll be back probably in the next couple of days with another prep with me video, since it's in a week. So see you soon. Bye guys.